So there are some pretty big technical challenges along the way. And I won't spend too much time on this, but I think it's kind of interesting. It helps you understand what's going on. So one big issue is context window. So the context window for AI's questions and answers is much smaller than the average metadata asset that you might find in an org. So you can't create full assets. You can't even evaluate full assets in many cases. And another issue is documentation. So a lot of Salesforce documentation is wrong or hard to find. And so that was just another constant issue of being sure AI has the right information. So another challenge related to that is just the schema. The schema of different metadata assets is often has errors in Salesforce documentation, and you feed that to AI and it doesn't know any better, and then bad things start to happen. Lastly, metadata relationships are a really key issue. What's connected to what? So, custom applications have tabs. Tabs refer to objects. There's a whole hierarchy of things that are related to other things. And the only API available here does not work very well. It only covers a tiny fraction of the relationships. And it's also been deprecated. It's really 4 years old, and it's just not really getting the job done. So this is just kind of an example of the context window issue. So Gemini has 1 MB of tokens for your question, and then it can answer with 64,000 tokens. But if you look at the biggest Salesforce metadata asset, it could be 400 MB. So you can't even ask a question about it with the full text of the full XML of the metadata. And almost very few of your metadata assets you can provide an answer for. So, for example, if somebody tells you that they're creating flows with AI, they're not creating very big flows. And as soon as you get into any type of enterprise context or enterprise situation, this is a big, big issue. It's kind of the biggest challenge that you have working with metadata and AI together. So here's what we did about it. First of all, we developed our own dependency API. Instead of covering about 80 relationships, it covers all 1,500. Snapshot is the only accurate source of dependency information in the Salesforce ecosystem. There's nothing else that's even close. We developed our own documentation API, so we could document each metadata type, and we actually document each element in the type, which is key because that way AI gets accurate information at the element level of what each one means. We developed our own schema API. Believe it or not, Salesforce has trouble with accurate schema. The enterprise WSDL's wrong. A lot of the docs are wrong. So you need accurate schema to tie all of this together. And one of the things we tie together is the importance of each schema element. So we know when we look at a piece of metadata, which things are important and which things are not that important. And using all of that information together, we've developed what we call metadata intelligence. And what this does is, if you look at the diagram, it actually makes sense. If you're interested in the red centerpiece, then we shrink that in size until it fits in the context window. But you have all the important stuff and documentation for it. And then it's related to some of the blue things around it, smaller still, but documented. And those are related to some of the green things connected to them. They're now very small, depending on your context window. And maybe they're just down to the descriptions and some of their summary statistics. But when you take that all together as a context package, you're getting the best org intelligence available. And that's why you're going to get really accurate results with Snapshot, which is really important because you're looking at technical debt, you're solving security problems, you're documenting the org. You need accurate information. So that's kind of how we address it all.